Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Flashback Podcast. I am Johnny Arnold.
And I'm Tina Arnold.
And I'm Megan Crumpler.
And this is the Flashback Podcast. So we're going to start the show off with some news facts from 1985. And that's what this whole entire show is about, is 1985 this week. So let's kind of dive into it, because we all got a lot of information and stuff to get out there. So U.S. events, major U.S. events that happened in 1985. Ronald Reagan takes the oath of office for the second term as the 40th president of the United States at the age of 73.
Oh, wow.
And
wow. You'd think he'd want to retire by then.
I guess being president is retiring.
Some might think.
Arthur James Walker, who was a retired naval officer, is convicted by a federal judge of participating in a Soviet spy ring operated by his brother.
Jeez.
So that was pretty major.
Family business you don't want to be involved in.
Yeah, you don't.
Thank you.
I'm not going to go there. So that was a major U.S. events, and then we go into world events. And on March 11th, 1985, Soviet leader, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Chernenko dies at 73 and replaced by Gorbachev, and he was at the age of 54. On June 14th, 1985, two Shiite Muslim gunmen captured TWA airliner with 130 people on board, 104 of those being Americans. And on 16 days later, on June 30th, only 39 walked out of that plane.
Oh,
insane. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's almost 100 people killed. On November 21st, 1985, Reagan and Gorbachev agreed to step up arms control talks and renew cultural contracts. So that's kind of where the peace talks were coming in. And on November 23rd, 1985, terrorists seized Egyptian Boeing 737 airliner after it took off from Athens, and 59 people were killed after Egyptian forces stormed the plane in Malta on November 24th. So there was a lot of terrorist activity going on in 1985.
Yeah, I was too young to know what that was or that was happening. I didn't even know that terrorism was a thing until the Twin Towers. I know that's so awful to admit, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought that we were like in a untouchable bubble here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead.
I was just going to say the only thing I remember in that time era, and I don't even know it was 1985, was when the astronaut teacher went up in the air.
I think that was around this time. I'm not sure it was 85, but I was in school, I think, when that happened.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 86. I just remember that, and that was big news. That was the first time like I actually sat down and watched the news and thought, holy heck, what?
We were actually in school when it happened. We were watching the takeoff and it exploded.
Yeah.
Same.
I was in kindergarten.
But I think I did a show on that, so that was before this time.
I don't think it is, Johnny.
I was in third grade. I remember it clearly. It might have been second grade.
Maybe we haven't got to it yet.
What was the name of it?
The Challenger.
It was, the
Challenger explosion.
It's next year, 1986.
All right.
Yeah, because I was in school. I was in kindergarten watching that.
Yep.
You jumped the gun, Megan.
Kindergarten.
I'm so sorry. Stay tuned next week.
Yeah. So for the economy, U.S. economy in 1985, the federal debt was at $1.8 trillion. Guess what it is today?
Oh my gosh. I can't.
$31 trillion.
Yeah.
The median
so from what?
To what?
1.8 trillion to 31 trillion. Yep.
Wow, Batman, that's crazy.
The median household income, annual income was $23,600.
Oh my God, we could not live off of that.
Today, it is $71,000.
That's an average of people's income
Yep. Annual
per
income.
household.
Yep.
I'm sure
I'm
that's
so-
a 2-income household, Megan.
Okay, I was going to say I'm
Full-time.
so poor.
Unemployment in 1985 was at a 7.2%. And I don't know if I really trust these numbers, but from what I saw right now, it is at 3.5%.
Somebody's fibbing somewhere.
Something. I think they might be doing their mathematics a little differently now.
They're doing
Mathematics.
that Common Core math.
Did you say
Did he
mathematics?
say?
I
Did he
said
say
mathematics.
Oh, I thought he said mathematics.
It
I
might
was
be
like,
mathematics.
Who knows? Who knows?
what is that? That's a whole other term. I never
That's
heard it.
that's where the entire workforce went. They started meth labs.
Mathematics.
They're making more money.
Hey, they're making a lot of money. Other cool facts about 1985. This is the year. Did you already say this about the Nintendo Entertainment System coming out? Also known as the NES. The price of a first class stamp was 22 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was cell phone, not cell phones, but like people went and put quarters in. Was
Yep,
it cheaper then?
I guess.
What were those things called? Oh my God, I cannot believe it. A payphone.
Oh yeah,
How did we go from a
Those
stamp to a
don't exist
payphone?
yeah. I remember
I
it went from like 25 cents to 50 cents to
50
$1,
cents.
and then they got rid of them when cell phones came out.
Can we step back for just a second? I just wanted to say that when we first got our Nintendo, did anybody else do with the controller to make Mario jump? I had to.
Everybody. Yeah, well, I didn't have a Nintendo. I had a Sega Master System, but
Oh.
yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I still do.
What
Aiden
did he
does
do?
that. Like move the
What did he
controller
do?
around.
Controller, and when you
Oh,
want
hell,
him
I
to
still do
jump,
that.
you hit the button and make the controller
Oh,
jump with it.
I still move. I still move over my controller. Like, as if I'm doing
Yeah, I still do
something
it, too.
special.
And Aiden sure does. That dude is like all over the living room with it.
Oh, yes, he is. Well, he gets his aerobics in. That's all I got to say.
He's the only person on the planet that can do a full exercise and playing a video game like that.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's
I
not
see
even
him
like
play
a VR video game. It's just
Fortnite.
yeah,
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
And literally, if he jumps out of plane, he literally jumps. I'm like, wow, I'll be downstairs and hear kaplump. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Aiden's at it Fortnite.
The Super Bowl winner for 1985 was San Francisco 49ers. World Series winners was Kansas City Royals. And this is the year that Rock Hudson died of AIDS at the age of 59.
Oh, wow.
And I know y'all are going to like this. Madonna launched her first road show, the Virgin Tour.
Remember that? Wasn't that with the cone titties?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I was a big Madonna
And the
fan.
big bed.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I can't believe I was
getting
that
naughty on
young.
stage.
I'd like to see
You
one of
remember
her
she
concerts.
came out with like a book or something where she was like
Yes.
a
was
porn book or
erotic.
something. Yeah.
Erotic. Touch yourself all over my body. Or something like that. Put yourself all. I don't know. I was a big Madonna fan.
This is also the year dozens of top musicians, and bands perform at the Live Aid concert in Philadelphia and London to benefit African famine victims.
Awesome.
And what?
Me and Aiden watched that recently.
Is that where they do We Are the World? Or is that different?
I don't think so. If so, I missed it. We were watching because of his obsession with Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
I love
And
We Are the World.
what?
I love that song, We Are the World.
Oh, yeah, that's what I kept thinking that's what that was for, but I guess it's something different. With the price drop of laser printers and computers, they became more commonly used for desktop publishing.
That was a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Computers existed back then?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, we didn't have PCs
Not
in my home back then.
PCs. Not
You said
personal
computer?
in-home computers.
Yeah, they did have PCs, but they were like They ran off of different operating systems, and they were like $5,000. And this is probably around the time that they dropped them down to about 2,000.
Oh, so they were basically in offices and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know. I
We
thought
didn't
that,
have a PC
or
in my
you had to
house.
be like really rich to get it.
yeah, I thought the PC like for in your home came out in 91.
No, you had like Commodore and all that stuff, which was kind of a PC and kind of not. It ran everything straight off of a floppy disk. It's like-
Gotcha.
I don't know. And then we got the video games from 1985. And y'all might like some of these since y'all are Nintendo dweebs. Super Mario Brothers.
Hmm.
Not to be confused with Mario Brothers, which started off as an arcade. Rambo First Blood Part 2. Nothing?
No,
Oh,
no.
crap.
I didn't
Indiana
see-
Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I should probably tell you that I was a girl in 1985.
So the only game you played was Super Mario Brothers
Duck Hunt.
and Duck Hunt. Yeah.
I was 4.
Did you never play Ghosts and Goblins?
Not on.
Now that was a big game for Nintendo.
I was
And then
4.
it came out. You're what?
I was 4.
Oh well.
It was Jason's Nintendo, and I was only allowed in there every now and then, and I was only allowed to play Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
For my household, we didn't even have a Nintendo's in it until later, like in the 90s. We graduated from Atari to later.
There
I,
was
I went from Atari to Sega Master System, which I think came out in '87.
there was one more game that we played, but it probably wasn't out yet.
Now, how'd you play it? Oh, you mean
85.
later on? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait to hear if you say it on your list.
Well, we got Bomberman. We got King's Quest 2. Now, I don't really know anybody that didn't play this next game, Spy versus Spy. Well, now I do. Okay, Gauntlet.
I'm a gamer later in life.
Where in the world is Carmen San
I
Diego?
knew that one.
Oh,
I didn't
that
play
was
it
a
until I
TV
was
show
10, but I knew that one.
where in the world? There was
It's
a TV
Carmen San
show
Diego.
for
Yes.
that too, like a game show for kids.
Yep.
Yeah, I like
Gremlins,
Loved the movie.
Commando.
I've heard Commando means naked.
Yeah, that's no.
Well, there's also a movie called Commando,
It's probably a Stallone movie.
and
That's what
it's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger
Same thing.
and Crazy Rally. Anybody?
Now, what the heck is that?
Johnny, do you really know all these?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
really knew all those?
Yep.
Okay.
He
Crazy
is-
Rally was racing game. Yep.
He's the king of all that kind of stuff.
My
Anything to
games
do
will
with
come later.
one of my favorite. Yeah, I'll name it.
I have to
later.
grow up a little bit first.
In the 90s.
Yeah, I was too busy riding my bike and listening to Mousercise.
Listening to what?
Mouser size.
Mousercise. It was an album, and it was like Mickey Mouse and the Gang, and it was listen Mousercise. And I used to listen
Every
to
time
shit
her
out
voice
of it.
goes up high, the microphone goes, "Ooh."
Okay, let's Mousercise.
Just talk normal. Don't go crazy, and then it'll be fun.
But I was impersonating
She was doing Mickey Mouse's voice.
Les Mousercise.
There you go. Bring him down to Eeyore's level.
Hot damn it,
We
Pluto!
can do a Mousercise exercise, Miss Tina.
I'm gonna
Okay.
beat your ass, Pluto.
Oh, you do that so freaking well.
All right, so you want to hear some toys that came out that year?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
1985 toys. Cabbage Patch Kids.
Hell yeah.
I always thought those were creepy.
I loved my Cabbage Patch.
Loved Garbage Pail Kids though.
I loved the Garbage Pail Kids too, but I was completely head over heels in love with my Cabbage Patch doll when I got her. It was just the most amazing moment. She was bald except for this one little patch of hair on top of her head, and I named her Ellen, and I used to drag her ass everywhere.
I actually got to go to the Cabbage Patch place they make them in Helen,
she
Georgia.
did.
It's not that far from here.
No, it's not. We should do it one day as a date.
Yeah, our kids want to go.
So y'all were both those little girls that had the Cabbage Patch Kids that were like missing the hair and had holes all up in their head, and it just dragged through the mud. And
No, I took very good care of Ellen.
Ellen.
Her name was Ellen. Were you listening?
Oh yeah.
She came with her head bald except for one patch of hair. I didn't do it to her.
Like a little sprout. I had a couple of them. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. My mama tried to make me a Cabbage Patch, and I think I might still own that somewhere.
Bet
it was a
that
thing
hurt.
to craft them. So it was all out of like fabric. It didn't have a hard head or anything. It was all made out of like sewing and stuff.
And it came to life at night.
And yarn.
All right. Number 2, Transformers.
Oh my God, I used to get in so much trouble for those. I loved the Transformers that Jason had, but I wasn't allowed to touch them, so I'd sneak in there and take them and like just mess them all up, and then I couldn't figure out how to get them back, and I'd get in so much trouble.
Dude, I broke so many of them because I don't like reading directions on how to do things. And so I would try to do it just to do it and figure it out like a puzzle. And I would just snap them right now.
He still does that.
I still do that. Yeah. That's okay. But usually I figure it out.
Yeah.
Pillow people.
Remember those?
Okay, hold on. I have to look that up because that's
with
familiar.
hair and clothes. I like the pillow people.
I thought they were creepy too.
I like them.
They're they got the creep factor up there with Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh my gosh.
Did you have one?
I did, but I completely forgot about them.
I remember my grandmother trying to buy one, and I was like, no.
I'm trying to. How do
I
I?
just turn it sideways. It's too bright. Do you
It's
ever
too
light on your room?
No, it's not. It's just too bright.
Look.
Oh yeah. All I see is like two
Yeah, it's
eyeballs.
just- it looks like it's
Bright.
glowing.
Look, y'all go
Y'all can Google
Google
it.
the pillow people because
Pogo ball.
yes, I remember.
Remember?
The pogo ball.
Now I busted my ass quite a few times on the Pogo ball.
Same.
That was like it had 2 balls
They usually do.
and a disc in between it, and
We
you would
should
jump
get
on
one.
it.
Mhm.
We
Did you just say we should get one?
Hey,
Yeah,
I bet you they still sell them
Dude, it
somewhere.
would be one little jump and then you'd hear ping.
We should try it though, just for the fuck of it, like rich of it.
Okay, we'll get them and try it.
So skateboards weren't invented in 1985, but with the release of Back to the Future, the movie, they became really super popular. And like for some weird reason, like 2010, they had like a massive explosion of like skateboard parks and stuff that came out. Interesting.
We need one here.
So let me ask you this: with Back to the Future coming out, skateboards didn't exist, but they already had flying skateboards. And Back to the Future.
They were way before their time.
Wow. He actually in Back to the Future was 1985. That was the year. Do y'all know what year he went to? I do.
Go ahead.
2015. I love Michael J. Fox.
Why didn't I see him there?
I don't know.
He said,
but
"Screw
was-
this, I'm out, dude." Y'all
Oh,
know.
goodness.
He's actually one of my favorite all-time actors.
Yeah, I like Michael J. Fox.
He's got a good soul.
So next one, G.I. Joe, the little miniature action figures, because G.I. Joe actually did have like larger, like 12-inch action figures that came out when like our parents were around, were growing up. But these were the cool ones that had like Cobra and Snake Eyes and all that crap.
The 12-inch G.I. Joes used to date my Barbies.
Nice.
They liked men in uniform.
They always gave like fake names and then took off.
You were
They were
lucky.
going to get milk.
You
Gonna go
had
get
G.I.
milk and
Joes.
cigarettes. Huh?
You had G.I. Joes in your house because you had a brother. I had no brothers in the house. Didn't find out I had brothers 2 years later. So it was all
So
about
your
Barbies.
Your Barbies were stuck with Ken.
Or each other. That happened a couple times.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I was limited sources.
So are they. So Atari was still a big toy back in 1985, and I guess after Nintendo came out, they kind of squished it.
Can that really be considered a toy though? It's a console. It's a gaming console.
It's still a toy. You play with it.
Okay.
It's 11/11.
Congratulations.
I don't know why I said that.
And then I think Megan's going to be excited about this one, and Tina too. Teddy Ruxpin.
Yes, I loved my Teddy Ruxpin.
You remember Grubby, his partner?
No, we could only afford Teddy Ruxpin.
I remember having both. My sister had Teddy and his little partner worm, and the little neighbor kid broke.
Teddy had worms.
He broke his best friend's lips, and my mom was so pissed off because those are expensive. He wouldn't talk anymore because it was storytellers. So they come with books and tapes, and you stick them in his butt and belly, and he'd be like, "Hi, I'm Teddy Ruxpin."
Oh, I might have had him too. Actually, I didn't know. I just didn't.
He was like an orange worm.
Yeah.
Like I think his name was Grubby.
Yep, it is. Oh, she can't remember.
Broke it.
This woman cannot remember shit about like what happened yesterday, but she can remember everything about when she was a kid.
That's because present day sucks.
I was going to say, back in the day, it was best days of my life. I didn't have to worry about shit. I had a really good life as a child. I'll be honest.
I can't get over broke his lips off.
Broken lips.
Well, okay, so picture this. Grubby talked, and there was like a joint here in his mouth, and the kid broke his jaw. So when he talked, he'd be like, "Ah,
Oh, God.
I was like, son of a whiskers."
She had to give the visual
Demonstration. Right?
Okay, quit. You're going to get stuck. All right, come back.
Mom, my grubby's stroking out.
Oh, my God. Next toy.
Rainbow Bright,
Oh,
the toy.
yes. Love Rainbow Bright.
And that was actually based on the cartoon from 1984.
Yeah.
They always liked coming out with like toys and then making cartoons, or either having cartoons and making toys, so they could just keep on force feeding that money pit.
Honestly, that's
Of course,
smart
they
as
still
hell.
do that.
Yeah.
Smart.
And I know Megan is about to flip out on this one. Care Bears.
Yes.
And she just went out.
Yep.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Slow motion.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you wait until I edit this video. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. And, what?
Toys.
Come
But you
back
didn't
down to
mention-
Eeyore level.
You got to go to Eeyore.
I got 3 toys that you didn't
Talk like
mention.
John.
I love. Okay. I got 3 toys that
There you go.
didn't mention. Hug a Bunch.
Oh,
I remember. I know
sounds
that name.
familiar. Looking it up.
They actually had a movie. They were in the movie they had the ability
Oh, yeah.
they have a youth serum. And there was like this witch that had the youth serum. But
Okay,
Hug
so-
a Bunches were amazing.
I loved them when I was little. I didn't remember that that's what they were called, but they're kind of creepy now.
Yeah, they are. They're a little creepy. They got big heads too. They're like really weird. That's not what made them weird. I'm just saying they're just.
Wait her back.
Megan's like, I don't want to offend the big-headed people.
I have a big head. I can say it. I'm a fat head. I mean, look at it.
What is your other toys?
Oh,
Well,
God, those are horrible.
Yeah, see? I mean, what
Yeah,
are
It's
your
not,
other toys?
it's not even the head. It's the face that is like staring at you, and their eyes are like caved in, and that's like
Yeah.
the most demonic doll I've ever
Y'all
seen.
go look them up.
I'll tell you a
Ugh.
secret too. There was a particular one that had purple hair, and my sister got the name Purple Head from one of my aunts from my dad's side. They'd call her Purple Head all because of that doll.
Oh my god, I'm looking at the purple headed one.
Yep,
right
I was too.
now. Ugh.
She's purple headed.
Dude.
Wuzzles. Do y'all remember the
Wuzzles.
Wuzzles?
Wuzzles?
No, I'm gonna have to look that up too.
I
Okay.
do, but
I love the
it's-
Wuzzles.
I know the
It's been so
name.
long that I can't remember what they looked like. I think they had a tail.
Wuzzles.
Oh yeah, hold on. Those aren't
Oh, yep.
the ones that pop inside out, are they?
That's the Popples. I had those
Popples.
next.
Yeah, that's Popples.
I do remember these guys though.
I had Popples, Wuzzles, Hug a Bunch, Teddy Bear, and Cabbage Patch on my top 5.
Teddy Bear,
Teddy bear.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Roast. We can't all be right, Tina.
Shit.
Yes,
I
you
have to
can.
always. I can't be perfect all the time.
Are y'all done?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, boss.
Now we're going into a break, and when we come back, I have to look and see who's next. Oh, I think Tina is going to be talking about movies, TV, and cartoons. All right.
Get your water now, get your snack, because 1985 was a big year for movies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Tina Arnold. You may know me from my weight loss journey on TV and right here on the Flashback podcast. But did you know that I'm also a writer and a photographer? I have 3 books that are available on Amazon.com: Sweet Lantern, Broken Lantern, and Another Life. You just have to head over to Amazon.com and search my name, Tina Arnold. You can also find my photography prints over at Etsy.com, where you will find my prints on canvas, phone cases, calendars, and many more products. Just do a search for T. Arnold Photography over at Etsy.com.
And we are back, and we're heading on over to Tina's stuff now.
Yay!
What you got, honey?
I have a long list of amazing movies from 1985. So, at the top of the list, of course, is The Goonies.
Yay.
I am a Goonie forever and ever. Goonies never say die. Back to the Future, 1985.
Yep. Even our
Love
oldest
that
daughter
movie.
is, Clara is like a huge fan of that.
So was Aiden, remember?
I was going to say,
Mm-hmm. Yep. I forgot about
Mr.
that. Yep.
Mr. Aiden, for the longest time when I first moved in, he wanted his hair cut like Marty McFly.
And he wore
So
the
bad.
vest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
He
had
wouldn't
to
let me
have that red
cut
vest.
his hair. He's like, he wouldn't let me cut his hair. He was like, no, I
Mhm.
have to be like Marty.
What's funny
So I
is that
start-
his haircut now has grown out to be the Marty McFly cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I started calling him Marty. Smarty Marty, because, he's very genius-like. So I'd say, what's up, Smarty Marty?
Yep. And we have a local resident here that turned a DeLorean into the Back to the Future car, and he takes it out for car shows. And we got to take Aiden and take pictures of him in it. And Clara, I think.
He said he didn't really ever let anybody sit in it, but he let
He
Aiden.
let Aiden.
Yep.
So special.
One of my all-time favorite movies came out in 1985. Tough Turf.
I
Look
don't
at,
know.
look at
that I've
Johnny's
ever-
face. Oh, you're watching it this weekend.
Who? What?
Her.
Who?
You've seen it.
So when I'm washing clothes, we'll do that.
Yep.
What the heck is it about, man?
Tough Turf is about this rich kid who comes to town because he's been kicked out of every school, and he meets this girl and he falls in love with her, but her boyfriend is the bad guy of town and he comes after him.
Isn't that the blonde-headed dude?
James Spader. Yep.
Yes. Oh, all right.
And his girlfriend is Kim Richards, I believe. Yeah. You know that name, don't
names.
you, Megan?
I don't know names.
I don't know much, but I know a little bit.
She was the
Right.
little girl from Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh, like the original little girl?
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yep.
crazy.
Real genius.
Yes. Val Kilmer.
Yep.
Yep. Love that movie.
I ain't never
Yep.
seen it.
She's going to say it after every movie, and I've got such a long list here.
No. Look, I have a whole list of movies I have seen and I
You're going
love.
robotic. Going robotic.
No, look.
Go back to
I have
John.
a whole list of movies that I've seen and I love.
My favorite part of Real Genius is the end, where they pop popcorn in there.
Oh, the house like, pops out of the house.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, just one of the guys.
never even heard of it.
Nope.
Oh.
She pretends to be a guy so that she can get close to the guy that she likes now.
Oh, well, it sounds like a good storyline.
It's a good movie. One of your favorite scary movies, House.
Oh God, yes, I forgot about it. Yeah.
The closet
Never seen
scene. Do you remember the closet scene?
Remind me.
He opens the closet and there's like this monster inside of it. And I don't remember it was because I was 4, but I remember it scared the hell out of me.
I remember like I don't know.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
It
it's
used to
been
be one of your favorites, though.
Yeah.
Like
Another-
a puzzle of where I was when all these movies were available. Like, where have I been? In a time warp?
I'm not going to answer that. Moving on. A lot of my favorites were from this year, y'all. The Legend of Billie Jean
I remember that movie. I just
with Christian Slater and Helen Slater.
yeah.
He gets his motorbike stolen and they have to like go on this whole adventure trying to, yeah. St. Elmo's Fire. I talked about that one last week. That's another one of my favorites. It's got the whole
Okay,
Brat
I
Pack
like
in
that
it.
one.
Clue. Clue is from 1985 with Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Legend.
Seen it.
She's
Yes.
seen it.
Love Legend.
Legend was one of Jason's favorites. I've never been a fan.
One of my favorites too.
The Heavenly Kid.
I remember that. Yep.
Yep, I was a big fan of that one. European Vacation.
Of course.
Love,
Look, kids, it's Big Ben.
love the National Lampoon's movies.
Yeah.
Well, the
Oh,
originals.
Yeah. I like the new Vacation.
No, I mean, they did like this whole
Oh.
side thing that they took the name National Lampoons and did other movies.
Well, I did
with
like
it.
the one that Ryan Reynolds was in. I forgot what it was called. Where he's like a college kid and he goes
Yeah.
on vacation or something. I don't know.
I have a serious question. Is Chevy Chase alive?
Yes.
Yep. He was
Ooh, I
actually
love
in
that
the. He was actually in the last Vacation movie.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one. The last one I seen was like a Thanksgiving one years ago.
I think.
Do y'all remember that?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, maybe it was Christmas. It was a family event
It
where they
was.
went to their in-laws,
Yeah.
like
no, what?
cousins or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's the last one I've seen. Is there more since then?
Yes.
Oh, it's on. I have to watch that. I like his shows.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
The Breakfast Club.
Loved that movie when I was growing up.
Wow.
I like-
I'm surprised by that.
I did. I love that movie.
I was into Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald.
I just thought the whole concept of being stuck together in detention and then having like a whole diverse of people, being in there and kind of going at each other's throats. You had like the goth guy and the preppy people and all that stuff, and they were like
Mhm.
forced into containment.
I genuinely feel like I could relate on some level to each one of them.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Cat's Eye.
I know that name.
I loved this movie. Y'all, I was a morbid kid. I really, really liked the scary, dark stuff. Cat's Eye is the one where it's like different stories. I think it's 3 different stories, and one of them is that cats, when you go to sleep at night, they sit on your chest and suck your soul out.
Oh,
Need to watch that.
Or
you remember
it
the
wasn't
movie?
cats. It was trolls. They came out of the wall and did that.
You remember the movie Cat People?
I've
They
heard there's
they
a
could
play.
like transform into cats and stuff.
Are you talking about Sleepwalkers?
No, this was Cat People.
Oh,
All they did was turn into cats, and they would attack and kill people.
Now
I
I gotta
don't
Google
remember.
that. I gotta watch that. Mm-mm.
one of my all-time favorites, Murphy's Romance,
I know the name.
because I've made you watch it. It's a James Garner movie
oh
with Sally Field.
okay. All right.
I think soon I'm gonna make little signs up that flip. Seen it, not seen it.
You need to. That would be great.
And just raise it and surprise y'all.
It'll never flip.
So James Garner is my celebrity crush. He's gone now, but he was my celebrity crush because I just loved the roles that he played, the kind of men that he played in his shows and his movies. I just thought he was great. But anyway, so Teen Wolf.
Yep.
God, I know
Michael
that
J.
one.
Fox, of course.
I've seen both of them. I love me some Michael J.
Thank God.
Right? She's finally seen something.
Mhm.
Jason and
I like-
Adrian. Go ahead.
I just like it when he got on the van, was doing a little dance on top of the little van.
Jason and Adrian used to tease me and sing Tina Wolf every time it would come on.
What was his friend's name? I can't remember. Not Scott's, but the goofy dude. He's the one that started
Yeah.
the whole surfing on the van and stuff. It starts with an S.
It does start with an S.
I can't.
I want to say Styles.
That is it. Yep.
Oh.
You're right.
Yep.
Yep. Styles.
So you need to watch. We need to have a Teen Wolf Day.
Yeah, I even like the new TV show that they did with it. It was really good. You didn't even see it, so how
I
can
saw
you
a
give
part. I did see some of it.
Shh.
I ain't
It was
seen
it was the same crap that they did to Archie. What was
Yeah.
What was the name of that
Archie
show?
Bunker.
Riverdale.
Yeah, Riverdale. Screw that.
That Archie. I liked Archie Bunker.
Girls just want to have fun.
I seen it.
I mean, I know the name.
I loved that movie when I was a kid.
That Cindy Looper Lopper.
She sang the theme song. She was not in the movie. That was Sarah Jessica
Okay.
Parker?
Yeah.
Ghoulies.
Yes.
I knew he'd like
Yep.
that one. Fright Night.
Yep.
That was one of
That
me
was
and
a good
Mom's
one.
favorites. Now, this is for all of the Up All Night kids. Secret Admirer. No?
You know, it's funny. I may not know the title. I might have seen it. I just don't know the title.
It had C. Thomas Howell and Lori Loughlin from Full House in it. Still no. And the dial tone goes.
Well, give me like a storyline.
I can't. I don't remember the storyline. I just remember that it was one of the ones that came on Up All Night, and I liked the movie.
Okay.
It was one of those like lovey-dovey movies that just kind of teetered on being raunchy, but wasn't really.
Soft.
Fair enough.
Weird Science.
Yes. Loved it.
Weird
Loved it,
Science.
Loved it.
Love it.
Yep.
That's a classic.
I know
I
every
like
boy in the 80s loved that because, they thought that they could just put a bra on their head and make a Lisa.
Wasn't the man at the end named Jed or something? His
Chet.
brother. Chet.
You got turned into a big pile of shit. He literally was shit.
Love it.
I want to see if y'all remember this one because this was one of the movies that really messed with my head when I was younger. Mask.
Oh yeah, with Cher.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Man, I remember sobbing my little 4-year-old heart out at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
The only mask I remember is Jim Carrey.
No.
No.
This is like very depressing movie with Cher in it.
And
And
Sam
it's based
Elliott.
it was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Who?
Sam Elliott.
Yep.
Oh, I know Sam Elliott, but I don't know the
I love Sam Elliott.
Drop a 4 pick up.
The Color Purple came out in 1985.
Got that on there. I love
I was
that one.
older before I saw that movie.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
love that movie. I just watched it recently.
Mm-hmm.
Cocoon.
Loved.
Remember
Cocoon.
that?
Yep.
Okay, that was a good one. I would love to do that as an older person.
Sure, older people would like to do that as older people.
I want to do that. Let's travel so we don't ever die.
Yeah. Yeah. The Return of the Living Dead.
Ugh.
Oh, I love The Return of the Living Dead. Y'all, let me see. Let me make sure I'm right because it's been a long time and I'm getting old.
I'm old as dirt. It's okay.
That's what the punk chick in the graveyard and all that stuff. And they're like stripping down in the graveyard.
Yes, it is. I believe so. That's
the only part.
trash.
That is the only.
That's her
part.
name.
Yeah, that's the only part I remember.
All right. Silver Bullet.
Yes. Yep.
That was
With, maybe.
Corey,
with Corey Haim,
yeah,
where he was in the
Corey Haim.
wheelchair.
Yep. Yep.
Is that a werewolf movie?
Yes.
Yep. Stephen King.
Okay.
Have you seen it, Megan?
I do believe I might have seen that one.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Well, duh. Yeah.
Loved Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I'd watch that right now.
You know, the circus chick that's in that movie kind of looks like the chick from Return of the Living Dead. She had the short hair and she was like all dudeish. The biker chick?
Are you? Oh, what?
Yeah, the biker chick that had like a big crush on Pee-wee.
Is that from Big Adventure or Big Top Pee-wee?
Oh, maybe it was Big Top. I don't
You said
know.
circus.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I think I'm getting them mixed together.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
different.
that Pee-wee's Big Adventure, if I'm remembering correctly, is the one that had Large Marge in it.
I don't.
The truck driver that picked him up and like... You don't remember that? Okay.
Mhm.
Megan, you're going to love this one. I know you've seen it. You've had to have seen it. If not,
You
there's
shoot
just
me.
something wrong. Desperately Seeking Susan.
I know that movie.
Well, oh my gosh, yes, the
I
triangle
don't remember
jacket. Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets the head concussion and
And
stuff.
Rosanna Arquette.
Great movie. Great movie.
Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, came out in 1985.
I
And
love
I am a
Fridays.
huge fan of the Friday the 13th movies.
Same.
So that's like the fourth or fifth one, right?
I think that it is 6.
Oh.
I think. They were knocking those things out.
Yeah.
We need to have like a couple movie weeks before if we start filming again or something.
Dude, doing
agree.
this podcast has inspired me to go back and start watching these old movies that I
Yeah.
love.
You've got me out
welcome.
my mind like
Summer Rental with John Candy.
I kind of remember that. Yep.
I know John Canty, but I don't know Summer Rental. I don't think. But I just remember like Uncle something.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle
Oh.
Buck. I don't
We
know
were
what year that came
big
out.
fans of John Candy in our house. So, like, all of the John Candy movies, The Great Outdoors, Summer Rental, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, all of those. We watched all of them. You good?
Mhm.
Explorers.
Is that the one where they make the spaceship?
Yes.
Okay, yep. No, no.
Yes. In
I don't know
85,
that one.
every kid wanted to turn a trash can
Dude,
into
yeah,
a
that was
spaceship.
like the shit. That was like some MacGyver shit.
Yeah.
I don't
love
know that
movie.
one. But there was a movie at one time when I was a child where this boy rode in a flying object. And at the end, there was fireworks and stuff. He
That's
came
Flight
back.
of the
Yeah,
Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator.
That's next year.
Okay. I knew there was some kind of flying object.
That came out in 86.
Spoiler alert for next week.
The Jewel of the Nile.
Yes, loved it. Michael, what's his name? Michael Douglas.
Yes.
And,
Kathleen Turner.
yep.
I was, surprisingly enough, at 4 years old, I was a big fan of that movie.
It reminded me of like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I really wish they had continued on with it like they did with Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Brewster's Millions.
Richard Pryor.
Yep.
Oh.
Once Bitten.
Oh my God.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
What's it called?
Once Bitten.
Oh yeah, wasn't
Shut-
that
don't
where
say
he was?
it.
That was his,
Don't say who it was,
Wow.
because I want the viewers to say.
Oh.
I want to know if anybody knows, without Googling it, who got their start in the movie Once Bitten.
Was that really his first movie?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. That was his first movie.
It was really bad where he got bit too.
Yeah. Yep. He got bit on his inner
hey,
thigh.
can I ask? Can I ask a question? Is that the same movie where he measures something in the morning with a ruler stick?
think
Oh.
so.
I don't remember. I
Do you
remember
know
that
what I'm
movie
talking
being
about?
a
I
little
remember
raunchy,
seeing-
though.
I don't know. Maybe.
I remember there was this kid and he was in the bed and he'd get a ruler stick out and
I don't know. My innocent little mind didn't pick up on that.
I honestly
Maybe I'm
haven't seen that
wrong.
movie in like since probably the time it came out.
Right.
Or close to it. Or went to VHS or whatever.
I've seen it since, but it's been a really, really long time. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. They were kicking those out really back to back, too.
Yeah.
yeah, they were.
I can't really remember which one part 2 was.
I don't remember.
It's hard to pick them
Yeah,
apart.
Yeah, they all kind of blend in. I remember
Hey,
the
how many
first
were
one
there?
like a lot.
A lot.
I'm
My
trying to
favorite
remember.
one? I don't know which one it was, but my favorite one was this one where this girl, like, or maybe it was a guy, I can't remember, liked to work out a lot, and then a girl turned into a bug. Do you remember that? In her dream, Freddie had her turn into a bug.
I've seen them all. I can't remember.
My favorite was the mental institution.
Well, I did like the mental institution one. I wonder if that's the same one. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, Daryl.
Yes. Yep.
Loved Daryl.
Oh, never seen it.
He was like a
AI.
government experiment kind
Yeah,
of
like
thing.
he was like AI, I think. Like that was the
But he
original
didn't
idea.
know,
for it.
right?
Right. Kind of like AI. The movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he was an NPC.
What?
Am I
Yes.
right?
Kinda, yeah.
American Ninja.
Yes, of course.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah. He had the white ninja suit. Like, how are you a ninja dressed in the brightest freaking outfit
Megan,
that
are
you
you
can
okay?
find? Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
No it.
I'm not surprised.
That never made any sense to me, but I loved those movies when I was a kid.
Oh, is there more than one?
Oh, yeah. There was like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. My favorite Christmas movie from when I was a child came out in 1985. Do you know what the name of that is, Johnny?
1985 Christmas movie?
What's my favorite Christmas movie from when I was a kid?
I mean, I always thought it was National Lampoons.
No.
Oh.
Was it something the name of a street?
Oh, no? It's
Mm-mm.
not. Oh. I don't know.
One Magic Christmas.
Oh, damn it.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that one.
We never watch it, though.
I watch it every year.
You-
I watch it every single year since I was this age.
Where the hell have I been at?
I don't
Probably
know
work.
because I've known her even forever. I don't remember that one.
Yep, it's with Gideon, the angel, and the little girl and her brother. They're in the back of the car when it gets stolen after the man kills their dad in the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. What was the one where they were going to destroy, like, North Pole? Remember that? They were, like, going to bomb it. Or, I mean, not bomb it,
Yeah.
but, like, blow it up and turn it
Yeah.
into, like, a big mall complex or something.
Was it not the Santa Claus, the original, the Santa
I
Claus?
don't know. Maybe it was a year without Santa.
Or Year Without Santa?
Yeah.
That was another good one.
Yeah.
The next movie is Heaven Help Us.
Never heard of it.
I believe it is the one about the Catholic schoolboys and Catholic schoolgirls. And they bring them together for a dance now. It was an all-star cast. Like, they all grew up to be really big stars. Porky's Revenge.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to say I was wrong. And the drive-in experience was with the original Porky's, not Porky's Revenge.
Oh, okay. Well, I should not have been watching these movies at this age, but I was. It's one of the hand over the eyes movies. I loved these movies, but I tried to go back and watch them again with our kids. And I got 5 minutes in and I was like, oh my God. No.
Older kids, I'm hoping.
Yes.
Okay. The ones
I
that
just
actually
looked
can watch rated R movies.
But I can't watch that with them.
Dude, yeah.
It is so much more raunchy than I remember because my parents guarded me from that. Yes,
Looked up
Megan.
a movie. I just looked up a Christmas movie that I just dinged in my head that I don't know if anybody knows, but it's next week. So
Oh,
I just looked it up to see what year it was because I was excited.
save it. I probably have it on my list. There's a lot of Christmas movies for next year. Okay, this was another one of my favorites when I was a kid, and not everybody knows this movie. It's called Fortress. I have looked for this movie for so long, and the only place that you can find it is on YouTube, and it's really like bad quality, but it's such a good movie. So if you like survivalist movies, go check it out on YouTube. It's about a teacher who her and her students are kidnapped and taken out into the desert, and the kids have to get away from the bad guys, and the kids and the teacher have to survive out in this place, and they end up like making all of these booby traps and stuff to kill the bad guys so they can get back home.
So it's kind of sort of like Lord of the Flies, I guess, right?
I mean, it's the same
Except
kind
they're
of...
not going against each other.
Right.
Okay.
Right. They're like ganging up together to kill the bad guys. They all wear like a different president's mask,
Oh, no.
I believe.
I'm so glad this isn't a game where I have to take a shot every time I don't know a movie.
Right? You'd be gone by now. Follow That Bird with Big Bird.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that one. That's a good one. Once you said Big Bird, I love the Big Bird movie.
That's a good one.
And the Care Bears movie.
Yep.
And I am at the end of my movies list. Is anybody awake?
No, I enjoyed that. That was cool.
You missed.
Do you? You have movies I missed?
I have 3 or 4 that I love.
Go ahead.
Return of Oz.
You're
I'm
going
a
robotic.
big Return of Oz. I am a big Return of Oz fan.
Do you see how she backs up to the microphone?
Mm-hmm. The one that doesn't work.
Gosh, don't tell nobody. It's very cute in my face. So Return of Oz. I love that movie. The Journey of Natty Gann. Do y'all know that one?
Natty Gann. I do, but I don't remember it very well.
Okay. Well, I love Journey of Natty Gann, Return of Oz, Ewoks. I love
That
Ewoks.
was a movie?
I didn't know that was a movie.
Yes, there was. And there was a little girl named Cinda. And I wanted to name my child Cinda for the longest time. She had like really blonde hair, and it was really curly. And she had an older brother, and they were trapped. And the Ewoks helped save them. But yes,
That had to be a made for TV movie.
I don't know. Bridge to Terabithia. I did not watch that as a child.
That did not come out in 86. Are you serious?
85
I mean, 85.
Was that not like a cartoon?
on my
first?
list.
I don't know.
When I looked up 1985, that was on one of the lists, and I didn't see it
thought that
when
came
it
out.
first came out. But I seen it later in life, and I loved it.
Wow. Okay. Yep. You know what?
There's a first one?
Yes. And you know what? I completely forgot about that. We saw this in school. This is where I fell in love with the story. And then I read the book, and then they had the new movie come out in 2007. I'd completely forgot about that, Megan.
I don't remember the first.
Are you proud of me?
Yes. I'm proud of you for finding that.
Mhm.
Yep. That's
Now-
one of my favorite stories.
I do have a list of like TV shows, but I don't know if y'all were covering that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave it up to you.
Go ahead.
I've got my favorites.
Okay.
Some of them.
I just want to say that one of my books that I wrote was a sequel to Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, which one was that?
I mean, I haven't published it yet. I haven't written it.
Oh, I'm excited. I might actually read that one.
But I wrote it as a sequel because I think it was Mary. Mary fell in love with the books too, or the book, and wanted me to write it.
I don't think that's
Clara.
legal.
Might have been Clara.
I hope he changed it around a little bit or something to get a.
It just insinuates. So if you're a really, really big fan of the books, you'll
Right.
pick up on it, but it doesn't really use the same.
I got you.
Okay. So can we take a break for a second?
Sure. We're gonna take a break, and then when we come back, Tina's gonna talk about what TV
Yep. TV shows.
TV shows. So we'll be
This
right
list
back.
is shorter.
So we'll
Two
be right.
Shakes of Queenstown. Sorry.
We'll be right back. Hey kids, don't forget to check out the Flashback Podcast crew over on Twitch when we have our game nights, where you'll find us playing World of Warcraft, Friday the 13th the game, and many more. Tina Arnold can be found under Tina1KBF, Megan can be found under Megan1KBF, and I, Johnny Arnold, can be found under Johnny Shades. Hope to see you there. And welcome back. Now Tina's going to go into TV shows from 1985.
I have some really good ones. The top of the list is The Golden Girls. I used to watch that with my mama, and I loved The Golden Girls. I think that I am, people would probably say I'm more of a Dorothy.
You're a dorky.
Megan,
I love the Golden Girls,
who
but
are you on The Golden Girls?
I'm a mixture. I'm probably a little bit of Rose and a little bit of Blanche. I have both in me, but probably a lot of Rose.
I like your answer. I
I'm
like the mixture.
I'm a little dingy, but I have a drive at some point. So
I am probably a little bit of Sophia and a little bit of Dorothy because I'm the smart ass.
this is true.
Moonlighting.
Hey, hold on.
On my list.
The old one was actually the youngest one, right? The short?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Growing Pains
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
with Kirk Cameron.
Yep.
Yep, that's on my list.
Cheers.
Loved
Mhm.
it. Watched it every day with my grandparents.
Yep. My parents watched it, and it usually came on like at my bedtime. So it was probably like 7 or 7:30. And I remember falling asleep to the theme song. So every time it plays, it just takes me back. MacGyver.
Yep.
Love MacGyver.
Yep.
The Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Small Wonder.
Yep.
Mhm.
The robot girl.
I loved that one. I used to watch it. I went to my grandparents' house a lot, and so we'd sleep on what was called a rollaway bed at the time, and we laid there and kind of watch the Small Wonders, and then we'd watch the 3 soap operas that came on in the evening. I don't know if y'all remember Knox Landing, Falcon Crest, and Dallas.
Yeah, my grandparents watched those.
I knew them. I didn't watch them. I mean, I knew of them.
My grandparents were huge Dallas fans. And I think they tried to bring it back and then it flopped out.
Yeah.
Got canceled
Who
again.
shot AR?
Small Wonder. She's the one with the like triangle, right?
I don't remember, but go ahead.
When you say triangle, are you talking about the girl that her father was from outer space? And she'd speak to her father through the triangle?
Yes.
That's not Small Wonders. Small Wonders was there was like this genius man who made like this robotic
Yeah, it was
girl,
a robot girl.
and she wore a white and red dress. It was like a little apron on her. So she was at first like their helper, but she became their daughter, and they had an older son
Oh, okay.
or something.
Yep.
So, and was her name Vicky?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Vicky.
Yep.
I love Small Wonders.
Okay, so who am I thinking of? What's that show with the girl that spoke to the triangle?
I know what you're talking about, but I have no idea.
Now I gotta Google it. Her father was an alien or
Right.
something. And I'm gonna say.
All right, Mr. Belvedere.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to wait on you, Megan?
You can keep talking. I can
Yeah, go
Google
ahead.
while you talk.
The Ray Bradbury Theater.
That's cool, but I don't remember ever seeing it.
Really?
Was it on PBS?
I believe so. I think that we saw it in school.
Yeah, I probably watched it on PBS. I just don't remember. I mean, I remember the name.
I
So-
really liked the PBS stuff, and I really liked
too.
the stuff that they showed us in school, which probably are one and the same, PBS and what I watched in school.
I was addicted to Nova. I was addicted to like Electric Company,
Yeah.
321 Contact.
Oh, I have one that I bet nobody else but me remembers.
What?
Strawberry Square.
I do remember it.
I remember that.
you?
I bet I actually have one that nobody remembers. Read all about it.
I know
Oh, I
all
remember
about it.
Y'all do?
Now,
Yes.
one.
Holy shit.
I got one that you won't remember.
What?
The Alphabet People.
Do remember it. Absolutely.
You do?
remember.
The
Yep.
Alphabet People. I remember Alphabet Island.
Don't remember.
So
that.
this was like letters that were, well, they were people, but like S was a snake.
Oh
H
yeah.
was Harry. I love the Alphabet People. And the TV show you were referring to comes in 1987 later.
Okay.
And it's called Out of This World.
Ah,
yeah.
yep. Okay. All right. Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Yep, remember that.
Mhm. Good one.
Still love him. Beyond 2000.
Nope, never heard of it.
Don't remember that? And my favorite, National Geographic Explorer.
Yes, that still comes on. That's on Disney.
I have some news, Johnny,
What you got?
that you did not hit.
That you're pregnant? No.
No. So
She's
19
not surrogate. Sorry.
No, I am not. It will not happen ever. I have been told not to carry any more children or it will kill me. So I'm
I
done.
have stuff when you're done that you didn't speak of.
Oh, go ahead.
So the Littles. It was a cartoon.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep, little rat.
They're
people.
little bitty. Jim.
Oh,
Gummy
you're doing my
bears.
cartoons.
Gummy
Oh.
bears.
Okay, I thought they were TV shows. Sorry. Okay, so back to the TV shows. See, I had Moonlighting, which I absolutely love.
Bruce Willis.
I Dream of
Mhm.
Jeannie.
Yep. Hold on. Wasn't that from the 60s? But
Well, it was on back then. I watched it.
yeah.
It was,
May
I think
not
it was either reruns or still running.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it in 1985. Does it count if it was on then?
It's already been said now, so I guess.
I guess so.
If it was on, it count.
That's right.
Okay. Then 227. It was a
227?
show. Yeah, it was a show. These women living in like apartment 227. Now you gotta Google it. Google 227. That was something I like to watch, and the rest are cartoons for me.
Hit up the cartoons. I'm ready for the cartoons, dude.
I'm waiting for our door to open. I keep hearing little feet.
Oh.
Okay, so 1985 cartoons. I have Jim and the Holograms, which I was a
you did.
big fan. I loved Jim, but I really loved the Misfits.
Also, they made a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't watch it because I didn't approve of where I heard that it went. Like they made it completely opposite of how it was supposed to, like the original stuff, and I was like, I haven't seen it. We should watch it one day and judge it for fun.
Okay, so Johnny, I did not know this cartoon, but I saw it and I thought, Johnny knows this. The Superpowers team, Galactic Guardians.
Nope.
Nope. I wasn't a little boy in 85, so I just assumed that you would
I
know.
don't remember that one.
I have the Care Bears and the Berenstain Bears. Did
Now-
I say it right?
Hold on, that came on
That's
PBS.
a conspiracy.
Yeah,
Is it Bearstein or
Mandela Effect.
yeah?
It's one of them.
I grew up saying the Berenstain
I
Bears.
said Berenstein Bears. Nobody ever told me I was wrong.
No, that's how I was taught how to say
What are
it.
they really? What are they supposed to be?
Berenstain Bears?
Some I don't know. You know,
Oh, no.
something weird. Yeah.
Gummy Bears
Yep.
and the Ewoks.
The cartoon.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
And G.I. Joe.
Yep. Knowing is half the battle.
Hulk Hogan, Rockin' Wrestling.
Yep. They came out. That's where the thumb wrestlers came from.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right. My favorite, Punky Brewster,
Yep.
the cartoon.
Yep. Remember that? Yep.
Loved
She-Ra.
it.
She-Ra. Remember that?
I loved when She-Ra came out. I loved when they did like the girl version of all the boy stuff.
It was the girl version of He-Man.
Yep. It was his cousin, wasn't it?
Yep.
Silverhawks.
Oh God, yes, absolutely. Yep.
I don't know
Thundercat.
that one.
Thundercats.
I loved Thundercats. Yep.
Is it Thundercats Ho or Thundercats Roar?
Thundercats? Oh, Yo,
I mess with
Thundercats,
Johnny all the time.
Oh.
I always say it's Thundercats Roar. The Wuzzles.
Mm.
look, she mentioned that earlier, and I've already forgot what they were again.
They little antennas on my head.
And the Pound Puppies.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember
Pound puppies. I got those down. I need to watch those.
I actually had one of the little pound puppy
Mhm.
things.
I loved the Pound
Remember,
Puppies.
they came out the big ones, and then they actually came out with the
little
maybe
minis?
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe it's opposite. I'm not sure, but
Puppy
don't
power.
I love
All right.
coloring them. Like, I could do a whole segment on my favorite 80s coloring books.
I thought Puppy Power was
Same.
from Scooby Doo, the little short.
I remember them saying puppy power. Let me look it up. Puppy
Oh.
power. All right, I gotta Google it.
I know it's like
Puppy
Scooby's little
Power.
that little puppy that.
Oh. No, it says puppy power pound puppies.
Oh.
Yep.
Scrappy said it too.
Yeah, Scrappy. Yep. That's
Oh,
it.
it does say that they both said it.
Yep.
Who copied who?
I don't know who was here first.
The chicken or the egg? What else you got?
I have just the few things that I saw from the 85 news that I thought was cool.
From the
But
news?
did you have more cartoons that I didn't touch on?
Who?
Megan.
No, you covered them mostly. Thank you. You just didn't say the littles, and that's it.
Oh, okay. I think I'm supposed to be doing TV, movies, and cartoons.
Yeah.
I thought they were mixed together. I apologize.
Tina's got
So I just wrote down my favorites.
movies, TV, cartoons, and you got music, fashion, and crime.
So it wasn't about me not knowing you were doing them. I just wrote down my favorites. And I thought when you did the TVs, you were including the cartoons that came on the TV.
Oh no,
That
I
was-
separate them.
Now I know better.
All right. So Michael Jordan is the NBA Rookie of the Year.
Rookie year, huh?
Yep. And you already said about the NES, but I thought you would find this particularly interesting.
Who?
You.
What?
The 1985 50-inch projection screen TV came out, and it was $1,279.
That's about what it weighed, also.
That was the weight of it.
Yeah.
So
Y'all
only
remember
rich
those?
people could have those.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
God, those were like you could build a wall with that to keep bullets from hitting you.
Yep, there was a family friend that had one, but that's the only one I ever saw. Route
I've never
66.
been wealthy like that.
No. Route 66, one of the first highways created in the U.S., was officially removed from the U.S. highway system in June of 1985.
Was there a reason?
They had built a bypass that had kind of killed Route 66.
But it's funny because that's like one of the most famous
Mm-hmm.
highways.
Yep.
I thought it had to do with 666.
No.
No, there's a movie.
There's movies, music, books, all kinds of stuff written about Route 66.
There's actually a drink too. I think Sonic has a Route 66 float or
Yeah.
something. I've
Yeah.
never had it, but John gets it.
Yep, there's lots of stuff. Now, do you want me to do the 1985 prices or no?
I mean, you can.
Okay. So gas in 1985 was $1.09.
I got $1.12. But
Oh, I have $1.09. So we went to a different website. Did you have this to do?
yeah, but I don't know if did I finish it? I don't know.
Because I didn't hear you do that.
No, I didn't finish it.
Go ahead.
No. I mean, I didn't write it down. I didn't
Oh.
do it. So you
Well,
go.
I did it because I find it interesting, and I wasn't sure if the 1985 prices fell in line with your news.
Well, the economics, yeah.
But you didn't do it. You didn't do your
No, I
homework,
didn't.
so
I
I'm
didn't.
going to do it.
I mean, I saw it. I just didn't write it down.
A movie ticket in 1985 was $2.75.
Wow.
Not no more.
No, but can you imagine? Like, I'd be at the movies all the time. You could take your whole family to the movie theater.
Hey, they still have dollar theaters?
Not
No.
around us.
I wish they did.
Rent was $375
Damn.
average. Average now is about $1,900.
Yep. Yep.
And that's on the low end.
Yep.
Ground beef was $1.39 a pound.
What is it now? It's like 30 something.
It's like $6 a pound.
Oh,
now.
God.
Yeah. Potatoes were $1 for 5 pounds.
Damn.
And that, again, is like $5 or $6 now.
And this
You can
is.
buy a bag of potatoes for $1?
Mm-hmm.
You done?
How?
And this was before GMO. This was all fresh product.
Right. Yeah.
See, there's all right. We're going to start getting into conspiracy shit here right now
Go ahead.
because
As long as they don't kill me.
they had it set up so that they would start doing the GMO and start selling it, for cheaper. And then, of course, they got rid of all. They made the organic stuff go through the roof, and then they market it as being organic now because all the GMO crap is out there. So they did it on purpose.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Who is up next?
Megan is up next, and Megan is going to be talking about music from 1985, crime, and fashion.
Yay, I also got slang.
I can't wait to hear
Oh,
it.
you can do slang too.
So I'm just going to cover slang real fast because that's pretty easy. Slang words was, I kid you not. Do y'all remember that?
You still say it.
That's true. For sure. That's another one for sure. No can do was one. Psych.
Psych. I remember that.
Uh-huh. Audacious.
I remember that.
Outrageous. Bitchin'. Wicked. Awesome.
I still always
Rat.
use rat.
Radical.
Oh, radical.
Wannabe and lame.
Really? When does totally come in?
Totally.
I don't know.
Totally. It must have been the
I think that was
70s.
Bill and Ted's Adventures.
Totally.
Or was that Wayne's World?
It was Bill and Ted. Oh. Bill and Ted.
So those were my slangs
That's cool.
for.
Well, actually, Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
I
did do-
enjoyed that one.
I still say
so
awesome
now-
all the time.
So now I'm going to go into music. I wrote down 10 top musics from this era of 1985. Obviously, one of the most classics is Prince, Raspberry Beret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't make fun of me. I hope I pronounce this right. Would I Lie to You? It was the Annie Lennox lady. Eurythmics. Am I saying it right?
Close enough.
Okay.
Would I lie to
Um,
you, baby? Would I lie to you?
So the next one is Take on Me.
This is
Say,
all
aha.
skate rink music.
Well, yeah, that's what we did back in the day. Every Time You Go Away by Paul Young.
I can hear them all playing as she's saying them.
Uh-huh. Right? It makes me want to just break out and
Mhm.
sing. Oh Sheila.
Oh,
Sheila. And that was by Ready for the World.
I didn't even know their
Um,
name. One hit wonder.
Maybe. I don't know. I just remember I
So
love
far, that's the only song that I remember.
Really?
Really? That's crazy. Well, you'll know this one. We just discussed it earlier, and it's We Are the World,
Oh, yeah.
USA, Africa. And it
Oh, so it
basically,
was
I
for
remember.
that.
Maybe it was that.
I think it was just the music video for that.
Hmm. I just remember all the celebrities getting together. We are the world. We are the children. Like Stevie Wonder and all them.
Yeah.
You know, I just remember that was like the best.
I keep doing what they were doing on that
Yeah.
video.
Yep.
I can't get my headset right.
Speaking of which, what was that? There was a couple shows. I know I'm getting off topic here, but as a child, I remember watching Johnny Carson and like Arsenio Hall and all that stuff.
Yep.
And I remember being caught as a child watching like there was one show. It wasn't Soul Train. It was another one. I'll have to think about it. But it was like a music type thing, and they sung and they had puppets on it. There's like two puppets. It was a. I'll come back to it. I'm gonna Google that one. There was like a two puppet thing. Anywho, okay. Take these broken wings,
Learn to fly again. Yep, I know that one.
Who's zooming who? Aretha Franklin. Who's zooming who?
I don't know that one.
Oh, I do. I love that was one of my favorites. Corey Hart, Never Surrender.
Of course. He was one of my brother's favorites, so I heard that a lot.
And then the Power Station, Some Like It Hot.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those were the top ones that I wrote
Those
down.
were really good. I love 80s movies, TV, cartoons, music, all of it.
Now, I could have went on and on with this list, but we'd been here all day long. So I tried to gather like some of the icon songs. So there you go. So there's your music.
Next time you do a music list, throw some metal in there.
Just putting the top shit, Johnny. I'm so sorry.
Who cares if it's
metal
top?
wasn't around in 85.
Right. Yes,
I'll make a suspiciously lift just for Johnny.
I'll
just take a statistical list for Johnny, and it's going to be 1986 Johnny list.
I have to see.
Yes.
I don't believe it was around.
I got you, babe.
Metal?
Yeah.
Metal's been around since forever, 70s.
Yeah, so we're just going to have to look.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it because Johnny wants it in here. All right, so Spreading the Disease by Anthrax.
Yeah, they suck.
Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Megadeth. Life or Live After Death or Live After Death. Iron Maiden.
Love Megadeth. Not a big Iron Maiden or Anthrax fan.
That's Dave Mustaine, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Symphony of Destruction.
Hell Awaits. Slayer.
Hell yeah.
These are Johnny's favorites. Some of this isn't even, I wouldn't even consider metal. Is it really metal? AC/DC, Twisted Sister, Kiss.
So
are those considered metal?
If you just go into like looking up metal, it's going to give you like all the hair band metal bands and shit too. So
yeah, because Night Ranger's on this list, and I know better.
Basically, they're naming like rock shit.
Yeah.
Well,
heavy rock.
I think it starts out good, and it just kind of dwindles.
It gets watered down as it goes along.
So here's the thing. I'm going to cover the top shit, like the top 40s, top 10 of the top 40s. And Johnny, I'm going to leave it up to you since you're the expert of metal. Next week, I want to see your list of like 5 heavy metal stuff that rocked in 1986.
I'm going to come in with Aerosmith.
Right?
Hey, I like them.
Like Guns N' Roses and stuff.
I like Guns N' Roses. I like Poison.
That's not heavy,
but they aren't metal.
No.
Not what you consider metal.
No.
Well, since we're here, before getting to crime, because the 2 crimes that I have are a lot to put out there. While I was doing research, I did look up cars that were popular. So I have like 5 or 6 cars that were popular. Top sellers were Chevy Cavaliers, Ford Escorts, Chevrolet Celebrities.
My grandmother had one.
Nanny had the Escort.
A Chevy Camaro IROC Z, a Plymouth Voyager, Honda Accords, Civics, and Preludes.
Oh, Prelude.
I had an 89 Honda Accord. You remember that? That's what I had when we first met.
He ragged the hell out of that car.
Before we get into crime, let's take a break.
Praise the Lord. I'll be back.
All right, we'll be
I'm
right
going to
back.
need this for the story.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Hello, my name is Tina Arnold. You may know me from my weight loss journey on TV and right here on the Flashback podcast. But did you know that I'm also a writer and a photographer? I have 3 books that are available on Amazon.com: Sweet Lantern, Broken Lantern, and Another Life. You just have to head over to Amazon.com and search my name, Tina Arnold. You can also find my photography prints over at Etsy.com, where you will find my prints on canvas, phone cases, calendars, and many more products. Just do a search for T. Arnold Photography over at Etsy.com.
All right, welcome back. And now we're going to head into Megan's segment for crime.
So this is just my second week into crime, and this story is like crazy. It's not only traumatic and sad, but it's got a big twist at the end. And I hope I can get it all out and make y'all understand just how messed up this is. So I start with this guy named Tim Hennis, Hennis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yes.
Hennis. So it was May 7th in 1985. He is searching through the personal ads, and he runs across a mother of 3 named Katie, who has listed a dog up for adoption. So he discussed with his wife at the time, I think her name was Angie, I'm not quite sure, about going to see this dog and maybe possibly adopting it. So it's like, yeah, that's a great idea. So supposedly what he says, this was on a Tuesday. So he headed down there at like 9:00 at night with a leash, and he was like, hey, nice to meet you. I would love to take this dog home with me to see if it's a good fit for our family. I have another dog. I want to make sure it's going to work well. If not, can I bring the dog back? So she's like, yes. So he takes the dog home. Now, fast forward to Saturday morning. Her husband calls. His name is Gary. This is Katie, the mother, or the woman that had the dog up for adoption. Her husband called. He is currently in the military school, so he's away. She's been at home alone with her 3 children. And she doesn't answer the phone for their regular call. He calls and calls, doesn't hear back from her. So Sunday hits, and the neighbor is noticing a big pileup of newspaper outside her door. So he's like, this is weird. Her car's parked there. The mail's out there. I'm going to go knock on the door and see what's up. So he goes over there, knocks, rings the doorbell, and he hears an infant crying. So that like screams alarms. He calls the police. The police come to the house, or the residence, and they discovered just a child in a crib, alive, and they have found the other 3 of the family deceased in the hall. Katie, the mother, and her 2 other children, 2 daughters who were 3 and 5 years old. And not just murdered, they were like brutally murdered. So sad. So after they do their investigation, they realize that whoever was there tried to clean up. So they seen like signs of it trying to be cleaned up, which I really don't know how you can clean up as bad as this was. But so they started doing some research, and there was a gentleman who lived in the neighborhood who was a janitor that worked at like 3:00 in the morning. He'd get up in the morning to go to work, which is an odd hour, and you don't really see people at 3:00 in the morning, right? So to see somebody out at that night or that time of day, it kind of brings alarm, and it makes you like be more hyper focused on it. So he sees a suspect Friday morning, and it is who he believes the Tim Hennis. We'll just say Tim. He is wearing a jacket called, what were they called?
Like a members only, or
members only. Yeah, those were very popular. Those actually on my fashion list. I was like, what is that? So he has a members only jacket on. He's tall. He's Caucasian, and he's got like a garbage bag tossed over his shoulder, and he's headed to a white Chevette. So he says that the gentleman that he sees brings an alarm, but he also is very polite. Like, I guess he was trying to like not be too or too suspicious. And so he's like being friendly and carries on his way. So the janitor, which is someone in the neighborhood that's seen this, tells the police, and it's broadcasted on the news. Well, Tim and his wife are back at home and they see the news, and Tim's wife goes, "Babe, look at this. Isn't that the woman?" And he's like, "I don't even know her name." So he claims that he didn't even know Katie's name. But, you know, just so that he could settle things, he went to the police and he's like, "Hey, I'm the guy that I went to her house and I got the dog on Tuesday. I seen an ad in the paper, but that's the last I seen of her. It was just Tuesday." Well, supposedly the murder happened on Thursday. So he swore up and down that he wasn't guilty. But the person that had witnessed him, they brought him down to the station and showed him like a lineup of mugshots. And bingo, they say, this is definitely the guy. He pointed out Tim as the person that he seen that night. He swore up and down that Friday morning was the whole time frame. So they arrest him and they're like, okay, we think we got this guy. Well, they get more news and find out that Katie's not only was murdered, but her cash was stolen, her ATM card was stolen, her password was stolen. And so they do a little more investigation and find out that someone at that bank had did 2 withdrawals of the maximum money of $150, both transactions, which equaled almost to about what Tim owed for rent because he had been behind on rent. By the way, I do want to mention this. I forgot one little very, very important detail. Tim was a sergeant in the military this whole time. So he's a very intelligent man, but he had been in trouble with the law before with like bank bounce checks and things like that. And he was struggling financially at the time. Okay, so when this happens, he tells the police, "Hey, I've got an alibi. I took my wife, I took my son to their in-laws, and I went back home. I was at home on Thursday." Well, someone peeps up. It's Tim's ex-girlfriend. And Tim's ex-girlfriend says, "That's not true. He came by my house and said him and his wife were split up and he was hitting on me." And of course, she was married and she's like, she didn't want nothing to do. So she kind of like rejected him. And what the cops believe was when he got rejected, he decided to go back to Katie's house because he knew she was alone, because he had been there earlier that week for the dog. And they think that's when it happened. They also had a key witness that noticed a white Chevette also at the ATM where they kind of like pinpointed when the money transaction happened and stuff, which is the type of car he was driving. So with all these details, they take him to jail and they have all these people, they've got a lot up against him. He ends up basically considered guilty and he is thrown on death row. He is there for 800 days. They eventually, his lawyer and stuff fight and say, this is not true. Time had passed. And they were like, this is not your man. And they thought, even though they had the janitor as their key witness, the person that said they seen him that night, they started like poking holes at his confession, I guess not confession. What would you say? His what's the type of word when you say when you're telling when you're a witness? What is it when you're testimony? Thank you, man in the background. Testimony. They started poking holes through his testimony. So they started saying he was a liar because he had been in trouble with the law before.
The janitor.
Yes, the janitor, the one that said that he's seen him that night. And then also that night he had claimed that there was The it was good weather outside. Like he said, it was clear. You could see the stars. Well, the meteorologist came in and said that's not true. It was like forecast cloudy and stuff like that. So he got a little bit of weather mixed up, but he knew for a fact. So they were like, this is not, this man's full of shit. They also ended up bringing some more other people in, like a man that walked in the neighborhood or a young man that walked in the neighborhood. And he was like, well, I walked in the neighborhood all the time. I didn't see him. So there was just little things that poking holes through this thing. They found footprints that didn't belong to Tim around the house that were smaller than his shoes, which, that could have been anything. Kids run in the neighborhood and people walk all the time and walk through yards. It could have been anything. That doesn't necessarily mean that was the killer's shoe. Anywho, he got off and they let him out. Well, sorry. They gave him a second trial, and that time he got off. So he got tried not once, but twice. Well, because of all this, double jeopardy, the whole shebang, you're not supposed to be able to be charged with the same crime and be possibly thrown away and murdered or whatever for something like that. But here's the ticker. Because he had been in the military before, and they knew for a fact this was the guy. And by then, DNA, was possibly, because before when they did the DNA, there was no way. There was limited sources to test that kind of stuff. They matched him as him being all over that house and him being touching on her and stuff. So they matched him like, this is definitely the man.
Right. Wasn't she sexually assaulted?
Yes.
And they had gotten DNA from that?
Yes. So even though they knew that this was the man, there was nothing they could do about it because he'd already been not only convicted, then set free. They're like, what are we going to do? Well, he was a retired military man. So there was a loophole. So the cops they decided to contact the military and say, hey, can you do us a favor? Can you tell this man that he has to come back into service and call him to duty? Mm-hmm. And of course, when Tim got called back, he didn't want to do it, but that's your oath. When you sign up for something like that, like if they call you back, you're going whether you want to or not. So he came back into service, and because he was now an active duty member of the military, he was able to be tried through their system, like the federal, which they would have never in a million years been able to do that had he not been in the military. And luckily, he was found guilty, and now he's thrown. What was the place he was thrown in?
Leavenworth.
Where? Well, I didn't hear you the first time.
I think it's called Leavenworth.
Maybe. Is he the only man that's ever been tried so many times?
Yeah, it's Leavenworth.
Leavenworth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was the only man to be tried 3 times for the same crime.
Yes. Which, I know that it's not fair to be tricked, but at the same time, if you didn't, we would have this man who deserved to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
He killed not only an innocent woman, but he killed 2 babies. And there is no going back from that. I'm not saying an adult is any less important, but they're innocent children.
Yep.
A 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's disgusting. So he got what he deserved. He should have been gone a long time ago.
Yep.
I mean, just think about how many people out there that have gotten away with shit and they couldn't touch them because they could never be tried again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sick and sad. Especially from the 80s and stuff where, DNA wasn't around.
Right.
And then now they could just fry them. And
so do y'all think that law should be gone, like the double jeopardy law? How do y'all feel about that?
So I think that maybe it should still be able to come into play for like newer cases where they don't have the DNA. I mean, where they already have the DNA and all that stuff. But like, definitely cold case files or cold cases where like, or not really cold cases, but like where something happened, like say, in like just like this instance, and where it happened in the 80s, and you know they kept the samples from the evidence over all these years. I think that that should be able to go back and
Yes.
and do it like that.
So there should be a kind of like a dateline where they have a date anytime before
Anything prior to DNA.
You should be able to have double jeopardy because now there's new evidence. So like going on from the day of, DNA time till now, double jeopardy shouldn't be in play.
But then you also have that whole thing like you were talking about on the last show, the statutes of limitation, and then so you're kind of get screwed out of that too. So.
That was interesting. It's a crazy story. And it's funny because I originally had another story to tell y'all. This may not have came across as clearly as I'd like to have been. I just discovered it today. Luckily, Tina was like, hey, check this out. So it was a last minute research, but
you did.
I could not. Yeah. Thank you. I could not tell it once I heard it.
Right.
Like I said, I love crime, which just sounds really twisted.
No, me too.
But I'm a thinker. So, and once I heard this story, I was like, dang, I could not tell it. So thank you, Tina. I give you the props for that story.
That was a good one. That was.
I just came across it. I'm sorry. Go.
What are you sorry for?
I interrupted him.
Oh, no, I was done.
Oh, I just came across it at 2:00 this morning, thumbing through stories, and there it was, and it just blew my mind. And the fact that it was for 1985, the year that we were covering tonight, I had to tell you about it.
Like it was meant to be. And I don't like to put a limelight on the criminals. So I do want to say, send my love and condolence to the family of the Eastbournes. I believe that's their last name. To that family, because I couldn't imagine losing not only my wife, but my two children too. That's horrible. And a child left behind without a mother and their siblings. That's terrible. So I just want to kind of put them in the spotlight rather than the killer. And give them a voice.
Okay, let's get out of this depressing stuff now.
Right? He's going to say that every time.
When kids are involved, it's a totally different world. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel that.
So you're going to go into fashion.
Yeah, I'm fixing to grab my fashion notes. Honey, I did some work today. I mean, this week. Not today. This is too much. I have a fashion list.
I have a question. Did y'all have a members only jacket?
I have one.
I don't.
Megan, you actually didn't have one?
And it was cool when you had one and you rolled your sleeves up.
Like Don Johnson?
Yep.
Maybe I don't think so.
Y'all don't remember?
I think it was a man's thing.
Y'all don't remember seeing the kids walking around with the members only and they had the jackets pulled up?
Yeah, because of Don Johnson, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know
I would imagine so.
You know what I think of when you say something like that? I think of the Pink Ladies from Grease. They're like the cool kids. Yeah, I wasn't the cool kid. That was just me. So 1985 fashion, here we go. Print shirts and print dresses were a big thing. Rose pattern sweaters. Sweat skirts. Wet skirts?
What?
Oh, wow. They had skirts that were sweaters. It was like a sweat skirt. So, instead of a sweater, it was the same pattern or the same material, but it was a skirt.
So
Can you picture it?
Bless you.
Oh, my goodness.
So they wanted your lower parts to sweat.
Oh, my God,
Yes.
Johnny.
collar dresses, cushion boots. Now, when I looked up cushion boots, they are so tacky. Why?
I'm looking up all of the stuff that you're saying now.
Let me know what you think about those cushion boots, girl.
I love them.
Bow pumps. Bow
What?
pumps. So, bow pumps.
Bow?
Pumps. Like, hold on. You know, like pumps, high heel pumps.
Oh.
It had a bow on it on the back. Bow pumps. We'll just say high heel pumps
Okay.
with bows attached.
Are you
Strappy
saying
sandals?
cushion boots?
Yeah. Cushion. Like a couch cushion.
Same pattern and everything.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No.
No.
Pastels were really into for colors. Snappy boots. Now here's one. Finger popping mittens. This was for everybody. Men, women, and children. Do you know what finger popping? Finger pop mittens. So it was like mittens that you'd pull the cover off and you'd see your fingers.
Oh.
So I had like a little pullover.
Yep.
Kind of like the long johns with the shit shoot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, pretty much. Striped bags. Now for men, wool top coats, tassel slip-ons.
I had a wool jacket when I was a kid.
Did you?
It was like the hottest shit ever. Yep. But I think it was like plaid on the outside and then it had the wool like on the inside. You know what I'm talking about? Like the white wool stuff on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the hottest thing ever.
Why do they do that to us? Sweater vest. Now, I remember as a child, I had a sweater vest, but it was a man's thing. So you'd wear your long shirt, like a long collared shirt, and then you'd have a vest, but it would be sweater. So it would only go to here. You'd only sweat half of your body.
I actually think I still have a sweater vest.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yep.
Yeah, sweater vest was
Yeah, I
a
got
thing.
couple. They're still like preppy things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably is a preppy thing.
Mhm.
And striped shirts for men.
With
Now-
with the sweater vest.
Yes. Yep. Now I have a question. I didn't see this on the list of fashions, but I am curious. When did those jogging suit things like
Parachute pants.
and the jogging where you had the jacket to match it? When was that? It was like a Reebok.
Isn't that like a windsuit?
Yeah, like windsuits. When did that come into effect?
I don't know.
It just made me
I
think
remember them
about
being.
that.
I remember like the pants and then the starter jackets together were like a really big thing. at
Yeah,
one
that was,
point.
I think, 90s.
Yeah,
I think.
I
I had
don't
a starter
remember.
jacket.
Yeah, I did too.
Oakland A's is what I had. My very first boyfriend that I was in love with, he liked Oakland A's. And so, because he had liked Oakland A's, I had to like Oakland A's. So when I got my starter jacket from the mall, it was green with a big old A on it.
I had a Raiders jacket and I didn't even watch football. I just thought it looked cool, and I had a pirate dude on it, and I was like, "Hey, this is cool."
Mm-hmm.
And they were
So that's-
expensive as shit too.
That's the cover of Fashion Week,
Fashion. Week.
1985.
I think we're going
I like
into
it.
we're going into the general discussion now.
Oh, yeah.
Tina wants to talk about paranormal stuff.
I do, but can we take a small break?
We can take a small break. We will be right back after.
These messages.
Hey kids, don't forget to check out the Flashback Podcast crew over on Twitch when we have our game nights, where you'll find us playing World of Warcraft, Friday the 13th the game, and many more. Tina Arnold can be found under Tina1KBF, Megan can be found under Megan1KBF, and I, Johnny Arnold, can be found under Johnny Shades. Hope to see you there. Welcome back, and Tina is so excited.
When you do that, all I heard was, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
And Tina is so excited to be talking about paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And more specifically, ghosties.
Yes. So our whole family is very sensitive to supernatural, paranormal type stuff. And mine started when I don't think I was even 10 years old yet. My first experience with it, I was in the bed. I woke up in the middle of the night and I just felt like something. Well, you know what? Let me go back even further because it started in this house. We moved to a house when I was right at the edge of 10 years old. And from the moment I walked into the house, something didn't feel right. And I walked back to what was supposed to be my bedroom, and I instantly felt like sick to my stomach and felt something was in the room watching me. And at this point, I didn't really know about ghosts and entities and things like that. You know, I knew slasher movies. So it was new to me. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that I was very uncomfortable and I didn't want to be in that room and I was scared. And my family thought that I didn't want that room because it was the smaller of the two. And they thought that I wanted the bigger room. And so they put me in that room. And I always felt like something was watching me. And I know it's going to sound so cliche, but from the closet. And I couldn't stand to sleep in there. Many, many nights I would go out and sleep on the couch in the living room. And I used to get in trouble for that. They'd wake up in the morning and I was on the couch and I'd get in trouble. But that was why, because I felt like I wasn't alone in my room. And so I woke up one night and again, I felt like something was watching me. I felt like I wasn't alone in the room and I couldn't move. I could move my eyes and that was it. Like my whole body was paralyzed. And I was freaking out. I can still remember the fear and like the heat rising up in my body from the anxiety. And I look over to my right and beside my bed was a chair. It was like a rocking chair kind of thing. And there was somebody sitting in it. And I could just barely turn enough to see that it was, I don't want to say who it was because I don't want to upset anybody in my family, but it was somebody from my family who had passed away, I think 3 or 4 years earlier. And it terrified me because I knew that I was staring at somebody that had been gone for a while. I finally was able to muster up the energy to like sling my arm, and I got my arm to move and I knocked over a jewelry box that was on my nightstand and the glass shattered everywhere. And my mom came running into the room. But that was my first experience. And I still to this day don't know if who I saw was who it was, or if it was something that was taking on that image of someone that they knew I would recognize. But it was the start to what has been a very long life with this stuff.
They do take on images of people.
Oh, I know. Because we'll be getting into that. It gets crazy. It gets really, really crazy, the things that we have experienced. But around that time, somebody else miles away in their grandparents' house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I was probably like Aiden's age, maybe a little older. I had a friend of mine that was spending the night, and he was laying on the floor in the bedroom, and we had already laid down and everything, and he was out, and I had fallen asleep. I woke up, and the room was like super, super cold. I looked up, and in the corner of my bedroom was a silhouette of a figure, but on the inside where the body kind of is, but it was just like a super bright light on the inside. and it wasn't like illuminating the room or anything like that. It was just inside of that silhouette figure. And all it did was stand there and kind of like watch. And I couldn't make out any like facial features or anything, but it had like the body of a woman, if that makes sense. Like the silhouette of a woman.
Mhm.
And it was just like Tina, I was like paralyzed, and I couldn't move. And I was trying to wake up my friend to wake him up and to get him to see what I was seeing. And, it took forever just to get my arm over there. And then when I did get over there, he would not wake up. I was like shaking him and would not wake up. And so I just kind of turned towards my wall on the opposite end and put the covers over my head and waited until morning. And I was freaked out. And I was up all night. And then finally I passed out. Oh, sorry. Finally passed out and woke up the next morning, and I was like, dude, do you not remember me trying to wake you up? And he's like, no, I don't remember any of it.
Isn't it funny, though, when we're kids, how we think that we'll protect ourselves and we'll be safe if we just pull our head under the covers?
Yeah. But
I did the same thing.
it's really funny because my mom had the same experience in the bedroom behind mine. Well, actually, I guess in front of mine, in the front of the house. And
In the blue room?
Yep. And she had seen her and my great grandmother were like really close, and she had seen her grandmother in that room, and pretty much the exact same thing happened. She woke up from a dead sleep, looked over, and she was like literally just standing there. But she said that she actually saw like flesh, and she was
Right.
actually there, but I didn't see that. And she said that she told her grandmother that she was scaring her, and she just turned around and walked out of the room through like the window
Oh.
or through that wall.
People will probably say that we were just dreaming
Probably. Yeah.
because all three of us, me, you, and your mom, woke up from sleep to
But
see it.
I mean, in future shows, we're going to be talking more about this, but there have been times where we have been wide awake, and Megan has been there and has experienced
Yes.
quite a few things on her own. So, yeah.
I'll say this at a very young age, what y'all are talking about. I don't remember specifically stories like that. Yeah. But I do have a small story that my grandmother told me that happened to her. And back in the day, they used to make pallets on the floor and would sleep on like on the bed or on the floor together. And my grandmother was sleeping at the time she was young with her siblings on the floor on a pallet. And so they kept hearing noises and they would see this image come through the door and would like peek its head in and look around. And she said, she described it. It had horns and a couple like holes in its head and stuff, and would just kept looking around. She said they were frozen. Like it wasn't just her seeing it. The siblings were seeing it. They were like, what is going on? A few minutes later, it disappeared and there was a knock at the door. So her mom had gotten up and answered the door, and I don't know if it was the police or someone in the neighborhood who come and said the lady down the street had just passed away. And she was really mean. She used to chase the kids with ice picks and stuff.
Oh, I remember this story.
So she was really like an evil person, and so my grandmother swore up and down that she thinks the devil or something was coming after her soul and looking for her. Mm-hmm. So that's
crazy.
the first story I
That's
ever heard that was in my family. I was like, what?
Lord, please be the one to come for me.
Right?
Please
No,
don't send anything with horns and hooves.
I will die twice if that happens to me. If I ain't already dead or if I'm dead, I will flip over and re-die if that happened.
Now, I don't know if like ghosts or like demons taking images or whatever of people that we know or just, whatever. But we have had some extremely powerful and violent I'm like paranormal activity.
I don't want to get into that tonight, though.
No, I'm not getting
Not
into
too deep.
No, but I'm just saying
Keep them wanting more.
Oh yeah. But
Well,
I'm just saying that we have, experienced stuff like that. So just to let everybody know that, when we were kids and we were waking up from it, it was a totally different story when you were completely awake and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
On a lighter note, my papa said he's seen an angel, like some sort. He'd went to a well where they like get water out when they were kids, and there was this beautiful, I guess angel was like pure white looking. You could kind of see through it, and it was floating above the ground when they went to go get water.
I always wondered if that might have been what I saw. But I don't know, because the room, it was back then, we didn't have air conditioning when I was growing up until like later on. So I had a box fan, and it was middle of summer. And you're talking about Georgia, it's like 80 degrees at night. And so, and my room was like freezing. So I don't know if that I've never understood if that was a angel or a ghost or a demon or whatever, but it was like the brightest white light I've ever seen, and even still to this day, I mean, it was just the purest white light I've ever seen.
And I will add that, none of us know for sure what is here, what is not here. There's been a lot of times where we've doubted what we see, what we've seen with our own eyes, what we've heard with our own ears. We've questioned ourselves and our sanity because everybody will tell you something different. Demons don't exist. Ghosts aren't real. Angels don't come down and let humans see them anymore. So it's, we're not here to tell y'all that this stuff really is, that it's real and you should all believe in it because we have seen it. We're just telling you our experiences.
Right. And I think a lot of times is, even if a lot of people, even if there are experiences going on, I think they kind of block it out in their mind, you know what I mean? And so it's not like it doesn't become a reality for them. And then there's some people that, experience stuff like we have, and even more often than we have ever. And, that's a real reality to them. And it's like a continuous process as far as like paranormal activity goes.
Yeah.
I will tell y'all next week John's story of a ghost thing. I want to get the details.
Okay.
And a refresher, because it didn't happen to me. It happened to him and his family. So I'm going to talk to him about those details and bring it up next time.
And I'm going to remind you, Johnny, that we're not allowed to talk about anybody outside of our house.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. No, I got plenty of experience. I think our whole family does.
Yeah, for sure. I have a movie to suggest.
Oh, the one we watched last night?
Yes.
I kept thinking all day. I was like, man, I'm going to review that. And I'm going to review that. And then I completely forgot.
Oh, well, do you want to review it?
I do. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead and start yours.
Well, I was just going to say that Johnny and I watched a movie last night, and it was surprisingly really, really good. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. And it kind of had that 80-ish feel to it. Like what the movies used to be, with the good storyline that really kept you thinking and guessing, and the music and the way that they planted the music and everything was kind of like the 80s movies.
The soundtrack was definitely 80s.
It was called There's Something Wrong with the Children, and we rented it on Prime.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it. I the acting was not the best thing in the world, but I mean, and the story really wasn't either, but it was a fun movie. Yeah. That's what it was. So I definitely had to give it like a 3.5 out of 5. If I,
3.5 out of 5, and you loved it?
I didn't say I loved it.
Not
I
even a
liked it.
4? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Before you review it, this has brought something to my attention. It's very hard to find a good movie these days. Because I remember about 3 weeks ago, we tried to have like a adult movie night, and we went through 3
Not
different
adult
movies. Well, I just mean like
I
we
know,
were
I'm just
sitting down
clarifying.
as a group, not adult movies, but yeah, that's kind of creepy. We don't do that here.
You know what the next article will be.
Yeah, they watch adult movies together. No, this was like we sit down and enjoy a good movie together. And every single one was so shitty. So I'm gonna start doing shitty reviews.
Oh my god!
When I see a cheesy movie, I'm gonna start with one of the ones we had last week. And my door's opening. What is that? Oh, it's a dog. Thank God.
We disturbed
Freaking
Arthur. We disturbed
Hey,
Arthur
buddy.
from being
Scared
loud.
the shenanigans out of me. What's up, bud? So next week I'm gonna do a review on a shitty movie we've seen. I
Okay.
love you.
I didn't watch those movies. Did y'all actually make them through that?
One of them. We turned 2 of
One of
them
them.
off in the middle of it.
Dude, I don't even
And then-
remember. It was so bad. I don't even remember what we tried to watch.
One of them was about like that woman who was babysitting, and it just like we spent
the
an
nanny.
hour watching it. We spent an hour watching
Yeah.
it, and I was like, "When is it
we
ever
were
going to
like
get off?"
we were falling asleep.
What was it called?
Yeah,
Nanny.
nanny.
Oh.
And then there was another one, and then the
Previews
other
looked good.
one. They did.
All the
she
good
was like,
parts were in the previews.
She was like, let's do movie night. I was like, okay. She sent me like 5 different movies. And like, oh my God, I love them all. I can't pick. Well, shit. They picked for us because they were horrible.
See, that's the way
Even
I
the
thought
last
about.
one was bad.
That's the way I thought about the invitation, and then we end up watching it, and it was like,
I think I
But-
see the invitation.
don't.
Don't waste
Don't.
your time.
The trailers are setting it up so like it's all this paranormal, crazy ghost stuff or demons or whatever, and then it just turns into dog shit. And I was like, no.
One of the guys a killer, like one of the friends. Am I watching
From The
talking about the
Invitation?
same movie?
Well,
Am I not
it's still
talking
like
about one?
supernatural stuff. It's just
I don't want to give it away for anybody that wants to watch it. I'll tell you
Okay.
later. But Johnny,
Okay.
was that your review?
oh well. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say it definitely had an '80s vibe to it. I mean, it's not a movie that's going to win any awards anytime soon, but it was decent. It was good, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it really did have like that 80s vibe to it.
It did. It pulled
Yeah.
you back into that mindset.
Yeah.
Our kids even watched it tonight and loved it. They were in the living room screaming at the TV. It was really cool to hear them enjoying that movie.
Now, last week, did we talk about Sick on here? Or
Yes.
we did? Okay. Yeah. That was another good one.
We have a mission. On days that Johnny works the night shift, we have to watch at least one movie together so we can like judge it the next week. Because that one we watched in your bedroom the other day too, where they did the shootout.
Shootout.
It was a shootout at like a liquor store, and they went to somebody's home to stay, and the woman ended up being like
Oh.
a demon or something.
Yes.
And the actor in there was so
Oh,
horrible.
God, that was so bad.
I
It
could
was
have
so
done better.
bad that we couldn't stop watching it. I've got I've got
We
to.
laughed. We watched it to make fun of it.
Speaking of the whole night shifting, I'm actually going back to my old job. Different position, but so I'll be working I don't know what they're called. I guess swing shift.
Pretty good
Yeah.
for you.
And so
Between-
that we'll end up doing the podcast every other weekend after I start. I got to find out what my schedule and stuff is going to be though.
Well, if we do one in the hole, we should be called up.
Oh yeah.
It
But
should work
then
out.
it'll still end up going bi-weekly. You know
Okay,
what I mean? What-
that'd be okay.
Are you looking something up?
I'm looking up the movie that she's talking about.
The one y'all just watched that was so horrible that
Yeah.
We laughed. I mean, Claire watched it with us too. We just couldn't stop. It was so bad.
I can't remember the name of it though. I'm gonna find
Okay.
it. I'll find it, and I
Okay.
will let you know on another
Episode.
episode because it is so bad that you have to go watch it.
It was predictable too. We figured it out and everything. We're like, oh, we know what's happening. But that guy, I can't get over the brother. He was just so cheesy. And like, he was just, I don't know if he was, I don't know.
Say it was like Hideout.
Hideout.
Yeah.
See that's the thing. Like this whole
Yep.
Netflix
It
thing,
is.
where
It's Hideout.
this whole Netflix thing where they're trying to start popping people with all these passwords and shit. Dude, they got the worst freaking B movies on that shit, and then they want to sit there and be like, "Ooh, we're gonna whatever."
This was not on Netflix.
No, it was Amazon.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Amazon's
I had,
thing.
It was Prime Video.
Yeah, I had some free ticket. Like when you order something, if you don't get it early, you build up like little digital points.
Right.
And I had some digital points that were about to expire. I'm like, we're
We
going to
wasted
spend the
them.
digital points.
Oh, we wasted them so bad.
We did.
Y'all go see Hideout on Prime. It's worth just the laugh.
Well, I want to discuss something.
Okay.
My
What you
New
got?
Year's revolution.
Her New Year's revolution.
Yeah,
We're
don't
going to
y'all-
war, boy.
Is that not what it is?
Resolution.
This is when the Americans get the tea
Resolution.
out of the bay.
We're going to
I
get the
know.
tea out of the bay.
I knew that was the right word. It just wasn't in my bank at the time.
Hell, as
My-
much as we're taxed, we might as well go back to under British rule shit.
It wasn't in my
That's
processor. It got
You'll
filed in a
be
different.
back.
So, with my New Year's resolution, not to be confused with revolution, I want to be smarter and invest.
I'm sorry. After you just said that, I'm sorry.
I have books.
Epic
I
fail.
went to the bookstore and stuff. So I have about 4 or 5 books I want to share with y'all that I would like to tackle this year. Now, granted, I won't be as fast as Mary because Mary's a speed reader.
Yes.
And that might take me all year long to read these. But I want to share with y'all the books that I hopefully will conquer. Now, this first one, John's father got it for me.
Let that shit go.
move it over to your right. There you go.
John's father got me this for Christmas because he says when John gets on my nerves, I need to let that shit go. So he said it was to help me, or I could throw it at him.
I think you also need that for some of the viewers of the
Yeah.
show.
Let that shit go.
Let that
There
shit
you
go.
go.
Read that one
I agree.
first.
Then I got this one called Mind Your Business. And this one's about
Once again,
this was actually a workbook to grow your creative passion. So like I want to venture into being more independent and making my dreams come true. So I got this book myself so that I could mind my business and learn how to grow a business or something. We'll see if that happens. I got this one, The 5 Languages of Love that I want to conquer. You've taught me about this one quite a few times, Miss Tina.
Yep.
And some other places.
My love language is words of affirmation. And
Me
my
too.
outward love language, the way I show love, is gift giving.
I think
Oh,
we're both
Lord.
like that. I would say that about me too.
Yep. Johnny, yours was words of affirmation.
but how? Give it.
And I don't think we did that with you.
Oh, well.
Oh, I know. You're so disappointed.
This book's called Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High. So I got this so that I could communicate with my besties better.
One
When I need this
specifically.
When I need those crucial conversations to go good and I don't throw shit.
And it also doesn't teach you not to speak over people.
I don't know if that'll ever happen. I try. I've gotten better since I've lived here. I really have. It used to be worse. But it's the
Worse?
ADHD. Worse.
Oh my God.
Worse.
No, you're right on the word. I'm just like
You don't remember when she first moved here? How bad it was?
Has it changed?
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Damn.
I bite my tongue and try to pay attention a little bit. It's the ADHD. Like a thought will come in my head and just kind of, it just.
Like verbal
I don't mean
diarrhea.
to.
I call
Yes.
it verbal vomit, but yes.
Yeah. Well,
This one is called The Mindful Way Through Depression, Freeing Yourself from Chronic Unhappiness.
all right.
And I'm almost done, guys.
How many books you got, Megan?
She
I
said
wanna
it's
be a
going to take all
reader.
year.
It's going to take you the next 10 years.
This one is called The Untethered Soul. Who are you really? That's going to be a good one, I hope.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait for you to find out who you are and lock in.
I'm trying, sister. And then these two really inspired me. We went to Barnes and Nobles
Mhm.
recently, and
We went to
I
a lot
got
of
this
them,
one
apparently.
One time.
one time boot camp. This one's called Positive.
She was a bad child, y'all.
Oh my God.
I've never been in boot camp.
She didn't go to
Never.
band camp. She went to boot camp.
I stuck a
Should have saw
book
what she did
in
with
my
that boot.
backpack.
Oh,
See what I
Lord.
did there? One time in boot camp, I stuck a book in my backpack. Okay. This one's called Positive Manifestation. And I got
Manifestation.
this manifestation. I got this because I'm really, really into manifestations, meditations. Whether I do it right or not, I believe in it. And I believe it's a gift from God. A lot of people look at it and go, oh my gosh, that's New Age. But God says in the Bible that He made us in His image. And even in Genesis, He said, let there be light, and there was light. He spoke things into existence. And because I am a child of God, I have that too. So I believe in words, powerful words. So
I mean,
you
who's to
speak
say?
bad.
Who's to say that he doesn't give us the tools over time when it's the right time for those tools?
Exactly.
And that could just be a tool that he's given us for this time to use. And
Right.
Well, the way I see manifestation in accordance to the Bible is that God said, ask, believe, and you shall receive. So
there you go.
that is in itself manifestation.
It's faith building. You got to build faith around it. So always back to the Lord. So I got that one. And this one kind of ties in with the same thing. This is called morning meditation manifestation. So it's something like you want to read in the morning, and it also has like things you fill out. And then last but not least, this is not a book. This is something I took on myself for my New Year's resolution. I am actually keeping up with my foods and stuff
Oh, cool.
and my finances. I've got in this little calendar, it comes with the big things. That's where I put my food. And at the beginning of each month, it comes with the smaller ones. And I write down my bills that are owed and then highlight them when they're paid or paid off, different colors, depending on what's due, when it's due. Because I'm trying to take charge of my debts and things and be a better, bigger person. So there you go. That's my goals for the year. Besides just getting healthy.
You got any revolutions?
Me? I was about to ask you the same thing.
I don't think I do. Because even if I did, I wouldn't fall through with them anyway.
Follow through.
Follow through with them.
You do fall through.
Yeah, fall. And I throw them away.
I
How
mean,
about goals then?
Make as much
There's a little
money as I
difference.
possibly can, while at the same time still being able to spend time with my family and doing all the things that I like to do. That's my goal for this year.
I love it.
Mine, of course, is to lose more weight. And to, get onto a plan that I can stick with long term. But also, I want to focus on growing my business for my photography. And I want to get my book finished. I have another book I'm writing. I've got 13 chapters in. And I've just got to get through to the end. And I'm having such a struggle with it for some reason. So, completing that book.
Well, all right. I want to add. I want to blow this podcast up like a Taco Bell bathroom.
Ooh, I love it.
Lord,
I
have
love
mercy.
Taco Bell. Bean burrito. Here
Buy
I
that
come. We should talk about that one. Like through the years, not blowing up toilets, but
one. What?
but like with the years, like the types of food that were popular, and the fast foods and stuff. Like I know I could talk about things I used to like as a kid and stuff.
Just
I think
thinking about Shoney's.
Oh,
I like
dude.
Shoney's,
Shoney's
but
big boy.
I actually worked at Shoney's as a teenager. One more thing, and I'll shut up about resolutions. I bought this book called "I Paint My Own Reality." I spent this with my birthday money, not birthday, Christmas money, and I did make a list of goals for the year, including businesses and things to do it. So I am down here, chop, doing stuff and trying to grow here.
Let's bring those things off the page into the world, though.
I'm working on it slowly,
Yes.
but surely.
Manifest them.
Surely. You watch. 2023 and 2024 is my time to shine.
This is I actually, me and Clara already had this discussion, but I was like, dude, this year feels different than it has like for the past 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It actually feels like this year is actually going to be worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
It feels lighter.
yeah, it does feel lighter. Yep.
It doesn't feel as heavy.
All right. So hopefully it'll stay that way.
I ain't gonna lie to you. My year is starting off pretty rough, but
That's because you won't ignore and keep your nose out of the bad stuff.
But I only have a pity party for about 5 minutes over it. And then I say, F this crap. It's all about me and I'm going to shine. And I just think I turn it around.
You can't let other people like dictate how you're going to, look at things. If that
Nope.
makes sense.
I did enough of that
Because
shit
if you
to
do-
myself.
Yeah, I mean, if you do that, then you're going to be stagnant and stuck, and those people don't fucking matter. They're just
Nope.
strangers with breath in the wind, whatever. Fuck them.
Well, I think this podcast went really well today. And I can't wait for the next one.
What you laughing at, honey? What you laughing at?
Megan, she's like, okay, I'm out.
No, she's Louise.
Therapy session. No, I'm serious. I mean, you can't pay mind to a bunch of fucking strangers. Who gives a shit about what they say?
Actually-
I literally posted the other day, and I mean, it's fact. I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So,
Most of them
Absolutely.
stink.
Love that.
and it doesn't matter. It's not going to change your life one fucking way or the other if they have a bullshit opinion about bullshit. It doesn't matter.
I'll never say these people, they don't blank me, they don't pay my bills, and they don't feed me. None of
Exactly.
the 3 F's. So, and the people that matter are the ones in the circle. One of my favorite quotes, and I think it was Dr. Susie.
So
Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter.
All right. There you go. Anything else?
you need to post that somewhere that you can see it every day.
Okay, I sure will.
Staple it to your forehead.
I'm sorry,
Then I'll
Megan.
lose brain cells. I do have a stapler, but no, we won't do that.
Y'all got anything else?
I think I'm good.
It's late. I'm old.
It's 1:40 in the morning.
Yeah, this is,
and I have to
think
be
this
up at
has
8
gone-
o'clock in the morning.
This is going on for like 3 hours now.
Oh Lord.
Holy crap, Batman.
A lot of it will be edited out though. All right, so we are done. We will see you next time on the Flashback Podcast.
1986.
1986.